Now time for the Week 3 show, where we will preview what's going to happen in Week 3. Some big matchups coming up for some people. But first, what has happened with the waivers this past week. A little bit of fab was spent. We had $10 was the biggest money spent on Gerald Everett, the Chargers tight end. Matt beat me out for him by $3 as I bid 7, Zombie bid 5, but Matt won him at 10. Other than that, just some mediocre players. Bill got Hayden Hurst for $6. I guess that's his tight end. Cowboys, some defenses. Other than
Hayden
that, pretty
Hurst.
mediocre. Anybody have any major pickups this week that they'd like to boast
No,
about?
where I was ass.
I picked
The
up
kid-
Brandon McManus, baby. Let's go.
$0, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
they
right.
do
Where
like
I
to
was
use them
asked.
from very far distance.
Dustin
so-
Hopkins, man, it's going to be a great pickup.
Okay. All right.
Ernie got Devin Duvernay.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, yeah,
Waivers so far this year have been very dry, like Cheese said. We're waiting for
Curtis
that.
Samuels has
We're
been the
waiting
only
for
one.
that 1 week where there's some type of running back that is now
Was
going to
Jeff
be the
Wilson
main
not-
guy that's going to go crazy or something for someone to spend $100 on. Other than that, it's been dry so far. Moving on to the trades for this past week, as it's been a busy week.
I
The
got Di
trades have
Maria.
picked up a little bit. Their trade talks have been going on all day with a lot of people. Nothing done really yet today, but some big trades done this past week. Let's see, starting, how far do we want to go back here?
Since last show.
When was last show? Yeah, so we on
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
we had the Zackerts, Cordell Patterson, Waller. We already talked about that live on the
That
show.
was yeah.
even
that was
though Cheese, you decided not to start Zackerts.
Look, it worked out.
Yeah, you got
I'll
lucky.
explain
And
my
Cordell
regret.
Patterson, how many points did he get you this past week?
It was a
Four.
tough matchup.
4,
Yes,
and
four.
Darren Waller got a touchdown. Interesting.
Remember
matchup this
also
week.
that
Okay.
Damian Williams did not play, so
Well, he's on IR, so he's been playing for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah, well, maybe he needs to play then for Patterson to get points. But Darren Waller did get a touchdown this past week, interesting enough. All right, anyways, moving on to the next trade on Friday, we had a pretty big one that caused quite a bit of ruckus in the chat. Nick Chubb, Pussy traded him away with Melvin Gordon and DK Metcalf. Slaps traded away Renfro, CeeDee Lamb, and Gibson. Gibson got a touchdown. Nick Chubb got 3 touchdowns, so it seemed to work this week for Slaps. Any comments on that trade from either party? Slaps?
I will comment.
Okay, go ahead.
And just for the public out there that watches this from afar, Hunter Renfro turned into a more solidified piece in the future, so I find this
Yeah.
trade to not be that bad.
Okay, yeah, you're referring to you found the biggest lover of Hunter Renfro in the world, apparently in Tyler, because you gave up Tom Brady and Hunter Renfro for Patrick Mahomes, which, based on your comments that you sent me earlier today, even though when you thought you weren't going to be at the show tonight, sound like you were really, really trying to throw jabs and dig in there that you raped Tyler for Patrick Mahomes. Would you like to?
I found that
Wow.
the trade. I didn't send that offer, but when I saw that offer,
Oh, I know you didn't send it. As soon as you accepted
yeah.
that, I knew.
Let's
If I
just
was
say
awake,
I
I
didn't
would've
even
beat you.
check the numbers. I didn't even check the numbers.
Oh
I
yeah,
just
you
fucking
didn't
did.
have to. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, GG's to you, as I had Hunter Renfro, and Tyler was hitting me up for Hunter Renfro the first week, but he was never offering me Mahomes or anywhere close to that, so I don't know what has changed. But GG's to you on that, I guess. Slaps, any comment? You know, when you made this trade, you were very, very, very assured that you had, I guess, raped Pussy in this
Yep.
trade. I mean,
Not
Nick
that
Chubb did have 3 touchdowns, so I guess that's somewhat of a rape. CeeDee Lamb had a decent game, though, for
He
Pussy.
did.
Any comments at all about your trade?
I don't think it was. It was favored to me, but I
Yeah.
don't think it was a. It wasn't a
Okay,
rate.
so
I
you're
wouldn't
taking
say.
back. Okay, so
It
was
was
a
a
fair
rape.
trade. Oh, for which side, Pook?
Which trade was it? Was it the Waller trade?
No.
This
No.
is the Nick Chubb, Melvin Gordon,
that one was
DK
not a rape.
Metcalf.
Oh no, that one
versus-
wasn't rape. That wasn't
Okay.
a rape.
Okay. All right. Then we had a bigger bombshell that was dropped
That was the rave.
This is a
yesterday, this one was the big surprise. A zombie who started 2-0 decided to trade away Mike Evans, Damian Pierce, Keenan Allen, his boy Keenan Allen, Darren
Big fan,
Waller,
big fan,
and
big
Joshua Palmer. He traded all of them away after he newly acquired Waller this past week. He trades them all away, and Pussy on the other side trades away Logan Thomas, Van Jefferson, Jalen Waddle, who he acquired, Damian Harris, and Jerry Jeudy. So yeah, it's a decent one there. I'm not quite sure. I definitely like the wide receiver Zombie traded away more than the wide receivers he's got beside Waddle. Waddle's been amazing so far, but I don't quite understand. Zombie, would you like to give some insight from your point? I know you've already mentioned that when everybody hates a trade that you make, it always works out for you, which is somewhat true in the past years. So I understand that point. So I'm not going to sit here and call you a complete dumbass because obviously you know what you're doing. But any comments on this trade? As a lot of people have said, you've got the worst end on this.
Just typical hate from.
Is
the
it
same
the
people
Jalen
like
Waddle
who-
that you like so much, or who out of what you got do you like really like to give up? Keenan Allen and Darren Waller and Mike Evans and Pierce.
Yeah. Mainly for Waddle.
Okay, so it's basically
then-
like a Waddle and Jeudy for those 5 guys. 'Cause
Yeah.
you don't
Which
really
is
care about
ridiculous.
the other 3. I don't think
It's
you,
Jesus.
ridiculous.
I don't think you care about Logan Thomas and Van Jefferson that much.
You
Were
didn't
they
need to trade
just-
away Waller, man. Could've
Were
kept
they
Waller.
just there because it needed
To
to
make
be
it a
even
5 for
traded?
He need
5?
to clear his bench. He need to clear his bench.
All right, so
No,
I take it
yeah.
you assume Waddle is going to continue what his hot start that he's gotten off
Yeah.
to give up what
And
you gave up.
Post gonna see firsthand.
Okay.
He's the first victim.
Oh, okay. As we when we get into the preview, that's a big matchup this week.
Okay.
Okay, all right. And Slaps, any comments on that trade at all?
I opened the van doors and Zombie went.
May I ask who offered this trade?
Running. That would be myself.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Moving on to the next trade we had. This one was I guess not that big of a surprise. It was a decent trade. Slaps was not finished. He traded away Tua after his huge game and Mike Evans, who was suspended, to Cheese for Brandon Cooks and Rashad Penny. Interesting trade there, as Cheese has Burrow, so now he has Tua and Burrow, and takes on the suspended one game Mike Evans for basically for Brandon Cooks. Penny, I don't know. Penny's Penny. Who knows
Penny's like
what's
nothing.
gonna happen. Yeah, so interesting one there. I think it's pretty balanced. I like Brandon Cooks more than I like Mike Evans. And Tua, he's got off to a hot start, but it's kind of a matter of do you really think he's going to continue
Look,
what he's going to do. But
Tua-
Janchi's comments on this trade.
he was better than anybody on the waivers, okay? And I need to hedge my bets with Joe Burrow potentially being ass.
Oh, so you think Joe Burrow's going to be ass, okay?
Well, I don't know, but my waiver choices would be Marcus Mariota, so I
Yeah.
can get Tua.
Okay.
Look, he popped the fuck off, and basically even at wide receiver, maybe me getting a slight advantage to know,
Really? You think you're getting
I mean,
a
I could
slight
see-
advantage with Mike Evans? Okay.
I think with the wide receivers, whoever it's a personal choice in this trade. They're both very similar.
Okay, interesting. Slaps, comments on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I like the targets that Brandon Cooks get. So I'm hoping that he'll start to convert on some of them, and he'll be sort of pushing 50. To
I will
20 points
say
week in,
I
week out,
like it
so.
slightly more for Slaps just because Tua off the big game, he sells them for a higher price than probably maybe what he could have got. But if Tua goes out and does ass this week against Buffalo, which there's a pretty decent chance he might, because Buffalo's
Yeah, but after
been amazing.
Buffalo, his schedule is
Well,
easy.
yeah,
peasy.
but does he bounce back from that? I mean, it ain't like he's not a cemented fantasy
Yeah, but
quarterback yet.
his
He
receivers
could
are so
be.
good. He used to throw like a 2-yard
Could
dump
be.
off and then
Yeah,
Tyreek
that is
Williams
true.
length of the field.
All right, and then moving on to, obviously we already touched on this one, but just to kind of cement it. The biggest one of the week that I was shocked and stunned and couldn't
Thank
believe.
you. Thank you.
And
thank
for a
you.
slight moment thought about vetoing just because I could not believe
I would have
what
vetoed
I
if
was
was awake.
seeing on my screen. Tom
Please let me
Brady
have first word on
and
this.
Hunter Renfro going to Tyler for Patrick Mahomes and Donovan Peoples-Jones. So Donovan Peoples-Jones had a good first week and then had a bad second week.
If
But he
anybody
did have a
would want that-
touchdown overturned in that
Anybody
second
can have
week.
that trash.
Yeah.
Please
so-
let me have a word on this.
Okay, go ahead, Slaps.
Right, I'm sorry. How in the hell does Tyler think that this is a worthwhile trade?
Well,
No
I'll
idea.
tell you how
sorry.
because he already said in the chat yesterday. He thinks Tom Brady is not that much far off from Patrick Mahomes. That's step number one. And he really likes Hunter Renfro. So in his eyes, he's thinking Hunter Renfro is a big upgrade over Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Well, I mean, that
and he
is
thinks
true.
Tom Brady is not much of a downgrade from Patrick Mahomes.
That is not true.
Okay, I would agree. So
But what
that's
confuses me is that he's then went and got rid of Amon Ra. So like, I don't understand his logic behind getting rid of. He likes PPR. He loves PPR. And why on earth
well,
would you?
that is a question we don't know the answer to, which
Well,
is a
because
valid
he got
statement.
he got Eckler.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I just don't.
I
just
would
don't
agree
see-
with from the standpoint. I see what you're saying, Slaps. He's all in on wide receivers. He doesn't like running backs.
Also,
But then he's
I
going away
have-
and trading away
Neither do I.
a
I
top
have
wide
messaged
receiver
Tyler,
for a running
and
back.
Tyler has responded that he's not trading anymore in the short term.
Oh.
So,
I just
wow.
wonder,
Call me
the
DM.
same thing happened last year. Tyler started off good, then he made trades, and then his team became ass.
well, because as the season goes
So,
on, running backs get more points because it
I-
gets colder.
I just wonder if we're seeing the
Local
same thing
logic.
here this week with these two trades. It'll be interesting to look back later in the year if Tyler starts to struggle and remember these two trades he made this week when he was 2-0 and probably didn't need to touch his team at all. But interesting. Anybody
Thank
else
you,
have
thank
any
you.
comments? Go
I'd
ahead,
like to
Pussy,
say that
because
he offered that trade.
we know.
I did not
I
offer
that
already knew that.
He offered that trade.
I don't mind the strategy of going all in on wide receivers, but I don't understand anything Tom
He's
Brady's
not
does
all
to-
in on wide receivers
Mahomes.
anymore because
But then he goes and gets Eckler, so it's very confusing.
okay. So Pussy, basically what you're trying to say is you took Tyler behind the woodshed and you didn't even have to do any work because it was offered to you.
I'll put it this way. He said that he was going to be working for another an hour and a half, and the Cardinals were down 4-0, so I went to sleep. I woke up to the sound of multiple notifications hitting my phone, and it said Hunter Renfro and Patrick Mahomes, or Hunter Renfro and Tom Brady for Donovan Peoples-Jones and Patrick Mahomes. And at first, I had to rub my eyes to see if I was looking at that correctly. And then
Okay.
I just hit the accept button.
Okay. All right. Well,
What do the numbers
it is
say?
not a dream, Pussy. It actually happened. So congratulations. Uh-huh. What was
I
that,
would say
Zach?
the
What do the
numbers
numbers
was-
say? What do the numbers
The
say?
numbers was a 2% increase, but in my opinion, it's worse. It's better than that. And then the trade.
Wait.
that happened
Wait.
earlier this week-
Is that a lie? Because the last time
No, I'll send
we
it in the
asked for
chat right
numbers
now.
in a trade, you
I'll
said
send
a
it in the chat.
2% increase for a certain individual, and it was actually a
You can-
2%
you can
increase for the
confirm.
other
Would
individual.
you like confirmation right now?
Yes, we'd like a picture proof.
Holy
Chat,
shit! Matt's
please.
team is rated
Okay,
67.
we'll get there. We'll get there. All right.
The
Anyways,
trade earlier was 11%.
what trade
Oh,
is
yeah.
that?
No, that's the one I
You're talking about the
posted.
last one?
That's the
Yes.
one I posted.
All right. So the last one of this week so far was a big one between Zombie and Tyler. So after Tyler goes ahead and trades away Patrick Mahomes for Tom Brady and Renfro, he then trades away the guy that absolutely raped me, no lube, this past week, Omaha
sun god.
St. Brown.
Sun
He
god.
gave me the giant sun god dick this past week and scored 40 points. And he trades him away and A.J. Dillon for Austin Eckler and Khalil Herbert. So he gets himself a stud running back that's gotten off to just an average start. Hasn't been really used in the red zone very much so far this year, which is a little worrisome because I have him in the other league. But he trades his boy Amara and A.J. Dillon for Austin Eckler and I guess Khalil Herbert. it's in my opinion, the trade's kind of, okay, you want the star running back, you're giving away the stud wide receiver. And AJ Dillon's pretty decent as well.
I think the
no
value's
slouch.
there.
He's giving up a guy in Amara that was a really, really what round did Amara go in?
Click it.
He
You'll find out.
he went pick 49.
Pick-
I know, because I picked Hollywood at 47, and
Ooh.
I keep regretting it.
Ooh.
I keep
Imagine
regretting
picking that
it.
So he went in the 5th round for Austin Eckler, who was the first round pick. And AJ Dillon, what round did he go in? He went in the 6th round. So 5th and 6th for basically the first round selection. The bigger shock to me is that Zombie gave up his boy Keenan Allen and then gives up his boy Austin Eckler
He's
all
a
in
fake
the same
fan.
week. And he's
Yeah,
a
fake
Chargers
clearly he
fan.
doesn't believe
So
in the
basically what
Chargers.
that's telling me is he's watched his
Whoa.
Chargers so far
Fake
and he's
fan.
not
Fake
impressed and he doesn't think they're very good. So he's giving up all his Chargers players. Zombie,
Look at that
your thoughts
Nazi
on this
back.
trade?
That is not what that means at all.
Well, why
Back.
would you trade them both away then?
In fact, there's been some negotiations to get one of these Chargers on my team again.
Oh my
In a typical
God.
Pete fashion, trade them away and then trade for them
Alright,
back
let's
for
go to the
less.
group.
Zombie and I actually very close to a deal.
Ooh, okay. Well,
This is
we'll see if that
true.
happens. All right, so Zombie, you're happy to have Amara, I take it.
Jesus, ain't gonna offer.
You're not
It's an
worried
offer.
about him crashing after his huge couple weeks?
No, because
Seems like you kind of bought very high on him.
He bought at the highest
At the
possible
highest point he could
point.
be after a 40-point game, and you paid the
No,
price
is
for
Bill-
your number one
I
overall
have
pick.
is Bill made any trades this week? 'Cause
No,
I have
Pook.
No, he sent me some shitty
Jesus,
offers. But...
jeez.
Okay. Well, whenever his game comes up, I have a thought that
Okay,
I want to
alright,
put
we'll
out
get there in a minute. All right. Looking back at last week's games in week 2 first, we will start with my matchup versus Tyler, as we already previewed a little bit. It was the Amara St. Brown dick fucking that I got raped with by 39 points. My team had a shitty week, only scored 103. Tyler had 126, even with the 40 from Amara, so he struggled in some other areas like running back. Patrick Mahomes on the Thursday night just kind of did average, and then his running backs did nothing. But Cooper Kupp, T. Higgins, and Amara saved the day, proving his strategy so far of wide receivers are the boss. Proved him to a 2-0 start. My team, on the other hand, was a bit of a disaster. Besides Bateman, looked decent. Other than that, it was kind of just mediocre and injury plagued, and 103 not good enough, so we're going to have to do a little better than that if we're going to get our first win of the year. Obviously, 0-2 start, not what I want in the season. This week will be a big week as I face another 0-2 team. If we lose this week, the nuke button will most likely be pressed.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
All right, and moving on to the next matchup. We have Bill versus Pook in a big battle that Bill talked some early shit before the matchup, but he wasn't talking any shit on Sunday because it clearly went Pook's side, 173 to 126, in a pretty big blowout. Pook scoring the most points by far on the week. His team looking very good. Lamar, another huge game against in that shootout against Miami. McCaffrey did solid. Aaron Jones got the touches this week after the disappointing week 1. Christian Kirk continued to do very good. Mark Andrews did a beast as well. So overall, a very strong performance from Pook's team, looking pretty good as he's now 2-0. Bill falls to 1-1. Josh Allen had a nice game again, like he always does. Drake London has been a bit of a surprise this year, off to a great start on the year, had 25 big points. Dalton Schultz got hurt though, so we'll see what happens with him. Other than that, some of Bill's other players, like his running backs. Funny, Saquon Barkley popped off against me in week 1 and then comes right back down to earth in week 2, so we'll see how he does going forward. All right, Pook, any comments on your win against Bill in week 2?
I'm waiting for when Bill can beat me in a relevant game.
Ooh, all right, so he lost. Just some context, you beat him last year in the playoffs in the semis.
I beat him in the playoffs the year before
And
too.
you beat him the year before. Wow. Yeah, so it's a little bit of you have your Bill's kryptonite, I guess.
And Zach.
The good
don't
news
forget
is
about
you'll
Zach.
get to face him again in the regular season at the end of the year. So,
I do.
yeah, so we'll see if Bill can finally get his win against you at that point. All right, moving on to the next matchup. We had Zombie versus who's ever chomping their gums. Can you please
Sorry.
mute?
Jesus fucking Christ.
We had Zombie
Fucking gluten,
going to
bitch. I hope you're
2-0.
eating gluten.
Huh? What? All right, we had
I hope she's
Zombie
eating gluten.
going. Yeah, he is. He's chomping on that gluten. 123 to Hunter's 111. Hunter falls to 0-2 as well. Zombie picks up a win with just a solid game as Jalen Hurts came through for him on Monday night to get him the win, as it was a close game going into Monday night. But Hurts and A.J. Brown, too much. Zombie traded away Rodgers for Palmer last week. That worked out okay for him as Palmer got a touchdown at the very end of the game to bail him out and get him 13 points. That's typical Zombie for you. Seems to always happen with the bums that he starts. They somehow magically get a touchdown to make it work. Same thing with Jeff Wilson as well. Had an okay game as he spent that big money on him. On Hunter's side, really, I mean, his running backs and his quarterback let him down. Wilson looked bad. Taylor and James Conner got banged up. Taylor just looked pretty rough in that game as they did not run the ball much because they were getting blown out by Jacksonville. McLaurin just average. Hawkinson not very good. Jacobs not very good. So Hunter has some question mark players that are not performing right now on his team. So we'll see if those turn around because we all know he ain't going to trade them away. So they're either going to turn around or he's going to continue to lose.
I messaged him and he refused to trade.
So Zombie, any comments on your 2-0 start this year? You've made a lot of moves even though you're 2-0.
This is true. I just want to beat Pook again. It's always fun beating Pook.
Okay. All right. A little preview of this
Can,
upcoming week and a big matchup.
Can I ask the party a quick question?
Yes.
Very quick
go
question.
Ahead.
Who do you
Matt's
guys...
not in here, so go ahead.
Who do... this question is not about Matt.
Oh, okay.
Who do you guys think is the best 0-2 team?
Oh. Okay.
Not you.
Okay. I mean, we
Anybody
haven't
else?
seen the other two 0-2 teams yet.
Oh,
on this
honestly,
preview.
Let me look, let me look.
I
Hunter.
don't mind Hunter.
Oh, okay. So nobody's saying Zach, so that backfired in your face, Zach. All right, looking at Zach's matchup, he lost 148 to 119 this past week to fall to 0-2. He had Kyler Murray get him 25. David Montgomery looked pretty solid, but Derrick Henry, another rough game for Henry, as if he didn't score a touchdown on the first drive of the game, would have had like, what,
2 points.
2 points, 2.5 points. Jamar Chase let him down as well. Got locked up by Dallas. Only got 10 points. So his 2 stars there didn't come through. Goddard,
Slam
though,
dunk.
Devontae Smith got off his goose egg and actually looked decent in the game. 15 points. Didn't get the end zone, but got quite a few catches. So that was a good sight. But not good enough. 119 not
Commanders
good enough. As
defense,
Slaps.
-1.
Yeah, Slaps and Carson
Shocker.
Wentz. So I love that Slap started his own Washington boy against Zach, and he popped off for 27 points. Nick Chubb, like we
Ooh,
said, had the
Slaps.
3 touchdowns, and Jalen Waddle popped off. Devontae Adams only 9 points. That was a bit of a surprise. And Judy got hurt in the game, but it didn't matter because he still scored 148, even though he had the rough game from Adams and Judy. And he moves to 1-1, picks up the first win on the year. Slaps, your comments on your beatdown of Zach.
I was concerned going into Monday night's games,
I
to
don't
be honest.
know why you were. It's always in the back.
I just had a feeling that there was going to be some bigger scores put out, but
Good opening offer.
yep. You know, GG's. But we move to next week,
Okay.
where I will pump Mr. AFK.
Okay. And Zach,
You're
I
gonna what?
know you're thinking that you are the best 0-2 team. So, would
Nope.
you like to tell us why?
Well, really, my best player, Michael Thomas,
Wow, he's now your best player.
he is the best player. He's been the best player.
Jamar Chase is not your best
Pusa,
player.
You're a fucking
Oh.
dickhead for trading him. Yeah.
Huh?
As long as I have Michael Thomas in the starting lineup.
Wait, yeah.
This is
Any
the
comments?
This is the age.
Any
of
comments
fucking
from
Pusa
Pussy about trading
Michael
away
Thomas.
Michael Thomas? He's gotten off to a really good start this year.
I DM Pusa the entire week about Michael Thomas.
He's had
and just like,
22
nope,
and
Well,
I'll give
why
him.
don't you go down? Keep scrolling down. No. Go back. Go back. Scroll down.
He's had 22 and
Scroll down.
18.
Let me
Michael
see the
Thomas
trade. Let me
was
see the trade.
always
Let me
going to
see
end
the
up
trade.
on my team.
You traded, what was it? No, it doesn't show the trade.
Yeah, I got.
But you want to know
Chubb
what I
and
traded
Hunt.
him?
Oh,
He
wait,
traded
yeah.
away
You got Chubb,
Chubb.
Hunt, and Allen for Swift,
And Allen's hurt.
Jamal, and Michael
Swift
Thomas.
is the number 3 running back.
Yeah.
And then Chubb is the number 1 running back.
Yeah, but
You
you
don't
traded
have
away
Chubb.
Don't have.
So what the fuck
You have
does that
Gibson.
matter?
So you turn Swift into Gibson, basically.
But I also
Gibson.
have Patrick Mahomes.
Well, okay,
You
that's a whole
trade- you
separate
traded-
trade. What? Okay, all right.
Anyway,
interesting. Go ahead.
comments from Cheese on Mike Thomas's play.
His quarterback has a fucked up spine. It's not gonna last.
Yeah, I don't know how
And-
that's gonna
and
work.
Comments from Cheese on Michael Thomas's play with a quarterback with a fucked up spine.
Touchdown dependent. How many yards did he have?
Cheese, what's your record?
What's your record,
He's
Cheese?
2-0.
65 yards.
Okay, that's
and
not
50.
bad.
I mean, he has had
Yeah,
5
that's
receptions, 6
65
receptions.
But like,
Zach
if
is
he doesn't get
0-2.
the touchdown, he's like at 10 points or whatever. Right?
Let's stop looking
12,
at Ken
Dan,
Guard
12
Mike and
and
realize that Zach
He's
is
not gonna win a
0-2.
touchdown record. So
He may be the best 0-2 team, but he is 0-2,
Thank you,
and he's
Fusa. That's
pitching.
all I wanted to know.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to know.
Well,
You should
May,
stop
why
that.
don't you grow a pair and either say he is or isn't?
Oh, he
Cheese,
is. No, he is the
oh,
best
he is?
2-0.
I mean,
Okay.
Zach, we will
Oh.
discuss when we get to the previews.
No,
okay?
fuck you. I don't want to talk to you. Fusa, what do I have to do for Hunt?
Okay, we're not
Okay,
doing
okay,
live
then
trade
DM.
negotiations.
Oh.
That's not happening. You can talk after.
Oh, Matt.
Moving on to the shit game of the week.
Thank
This will be
you.
interesting as we had
Oh,
Pussy
God,
picking
this
up
game.
the toilet bowl.
his win to go 1-1 on the season with a 101 score.
They don't put fucking pictures on the fucking
So
scorecard.
everybody
so I just wanted
else,
to put that out there.
everybody else would have beat Pussy this week, except Matt, and he gets to face Matt. That is what we call luck in fantasy football. Matt, 71 points, back-to-back weeks, first 2 weeks of the season where he's had disaster numbers from his team. Trey Lance got hurt and is now out for the rest of the year, so we'll see what he does with quarterback as he still hasn't made the move yet. Fournette had a bad game. Singletary, I mean, that's pretty much what we expect out of Singletary nowadays with that RBC committee where Josh Allen just runs and then throws. Mike Williams did have a good game though, good bounce back from his week 1. Allen Robinson looked decent as well, got a touchdown. Look, Easton Herb Smith not bad. Darnell Mooney though, he started him again and got nothing. And Dolphins defense -8 points. Ouch. That equals the 71-point score. On Pussy side, it wasn't much better. Tom Brady, who he's now traded away for Patrick Mahomes with only 9 points, but you're right, Tyler. Tom Brady's not that far away from Patrick Mahomes. Kareem Hunt, 9 points as well, so he traded away Chubb, and Chubb went off for 3 touchdowns, and then he was left with Kareem Hunt, who only got 9 points. Gibson got a touchdown to bail him out with 12, and then his wide receivers just average performances, and that equals the 101-point score. So a ugly win, but it is a win nonetheless. In fantasy football, you take the wins however you can get them. So GG's Pussy, any comments on what turned to be an easy win over Matt?
I will not comment on my score, but I will say this. I apologize to every person in this entire league
Thank you.
for
Thank
this
you. I need
just
that.
embarrassment of a display.
Yeah.
It will never happen again. and
I'm
I
sure.
hope to God it never happens again.
Okay.
Well,
Well, with your numbers, it could very
you.
well happen again.
It could.
That's
It
all
could
I'm
happen
saying.
again. It just. I apologize. It won't
Okay.
happen again.
Well,
hopefully.
I somewhat accept your apology. Okay. All right, and we'll see. Like we said before, Matt's team looking pretty rough. We all said last week it's the worst team right now in the league, so Trey Lance getting hurt doesn't help him anymore, doesn't make it any better. So we are all sitting on the edge of our seat seeing who he's going to trade with to somehow turn this all around. I don't know how it's going to happen unless he finds some rape victim, but we'll see. Moving on to the final matchup of the week, this was the most entertaining matchup of the week as Ernie falls to Cheese when it looked like he had it locked up in the bag going into Monday night, and then his team just fell apart, including his boy JJ and Dalvin Cook, who he traded for, both letting him down.
Bum-ass fucking
Cost him the loss to Cheese. Cheese now starts 2-0 again, with a 122 to 108 victory.
We've
Ernie
seen
went
that
from
before.
yeah, we have seen that before.
Yep.
We went from thinking that Ernie was going to get this win and go 2-0. I mean, he was sub-quoting Tyler on when Tyler put in the chat about his 2-0 start, how it's going to be different this year and he's going to make the playoffs and ride it all the way to victory. Ernie was sub-quoting that, saying me too, and then it all flipped that night, and he ends up not 2-0, ends up 1-1. Like we said, Justin Jefferson got locked up by the Eagles and Darius Slay all night long. And Dalvin Cook they couldn't run the ball at all. Kyle Pitts, another rough game, only 3.9 points. Really, the big highlight was his Buccaneers defense getting 25.
Here's my question: has Kyle
Yeah.
Pitts ever had a good game?
He's had some. He's had some decent games
Yes.
way before.
Yes,
No,
the
that.
London game.
ever, yeah, but not this season.
Yeah,
He
not
hasn't
this
had a good
season. I mean,
game
what
this
he's
The
had.
London game he went off.
He's had 3.9
I feel
and
like last year he was
3.9.
ass
So
too.
matching. I mean, at least in week 1 he got 7 targets, so that's kind of a little like, okay, he only got 2 receptions, but at least he got targets. Week 2, I mean, he just only got 3 targets, and they were behind. They had to pass. It's rough there. But
Hmm.
yeah, but Cheese, you're 2-0. Is it going to be different this year? Are you in the boat
I
with
hope
Tyler?
it's different.
Are you gonna
Look,
are you gonna
Cheese
agree
is
with Tyler?
2-0?
Yes,
How?
Cheese is
Yes.
2-0. Are you gonna
Guys,
subquote
team is
Tyler and agree
No.
with him that the 2-0 start, you're gonna ride it all the way to the
Look,
promised
look.
land?
it helps me. It banks 2 wins off the bat. Okay.
Yeah, that is true.
You only need about 6 to make the playoffs. 6
Yeah,
or 7. It's
you're-
very helpful.
I do like the fact this year that you are saying your hero Stephon Diggs is untouchable.
He's never getting
So,
traded unless you want to give
which-
me, unless you want to take yourself to the van and then go inside it yourself and lock it.
The question is,
Why the
what do
fuck
you?
are you
The que-
hitting me up for Jamar Chase and Michael Thomas then, bitch?
Well, I'm asking for
Oh.
prices and you're not giving me any prices.
Oh.
Like I'm just asking for prices, man.
You can
Jeez, I'm
take
gonna
yourself
send
and
you a
open the van
trade.
behind the shed, and then that's the price, bitch.
Wait, didn't you
Well-
already match your win total from last year?
No, I had 3 wins last year.
Damn. Son.
Cheese, I'm gonna send you a trade.
All right.
I'll
well,
do that.
Stephon
let
Diggs,
me
I'm
tell you
immediately
this,
finding it.
Cheese. Starting 2-0 again this year, if you end up having to pay the shipping for the trophy again,
Look,
then you have
look.
seriously done something.
I don't think I'll be last.
Disastrous.
Okay? I'll say
wrong.
that. I can almost guarantee I won't be last with
Oh,
the team I'm seeing in
almost.
Matt.
Okay.
So
Golfer,
Yes.
can you do my matchup last? I'll be back in like
Okay.
5
yes.
minutes.
Slabs, if you send me a trade with Stephon Diggs, I'm declining it.
Wow, plus
Okay, all right. All
You're
right,
spamming my
so
email.
looking real quick at the standings, it's a very interesting first starting standings as we have 3 or 4 teams that are 2-0. We have 4 teams that are 1-1, and we have 4 teams that are 0-2. So very interesting how separate it is. Obviously, the 0-2 teams are all going to be desperately looking for a win this week to get them back.
I don't know how
in
desperate they are if no one
contention.
responds to DMs about
I'm
trading.
I'm desperate. I'm just trying.
Well, no, but
I
besides
just
you-
think my team is good enough to get a win, so I'm not willing to blow it all up yet. But if I don't get a win this week, I will be blowing it up. So it's
Facts.
desperate, but it's not to the desperate
Yeah, I
point
need Zach
yet
to blow it
of
up
trading
soon.
it all away. So, but other than that, interesting standings. Obviously, Pook and Zombie, the 2 finalists last year, off to great starts again this year. No surprise. We'll see if they can keep it going. And then like we said, we have Cheese and Tyler, who both started off really good last year, but then fell off the cliff. So we'll see if they, after starting off good this year, can hold on to it. Long way to go, though, as we said, as we look to week 3 of the season. And we start with my matchup versus Matt, who doesn't have anybody in his lineup, of course, because he has to. I guess
I
I don't
have
know if he's
offering
trying. I don't know if he's
trades.
trying to say that everybody's
That's a
on the
Pete
block.
move. Holy fuck!
I don't know
that's
if
a Pete
he's
move.
trying to say that everybody's on the block, so he's just
That
throwing
I
is
them
have
on the
offered him
bench.
trades. I have not
That
gotten
is
responses.
a Zach Pete move written
Yeah.
all over it.
I don't
He
know.
hasn't seen a single DM at
I don't-
all today.
I don't
He's gone off the
understand,
radar
but
quick.
He
I-
might be busy. He might be busy.
I
we
don't
know.
understand why you throw them all on the bench, though. Is it just because you're
Maybe he
wanting to
wants to
trade them
single
all
everyone's
away,
available. Yeah.
or what? Okay. Well, anyways, it looks like he most likely. I don't know who he's going to get at quarterback. Who is the
I'm
top?
offering him Joe Burrow. so
Who's
we'll
the
see what
top
happens.
free agent quarterback
Well,
right now?
Slabs
Assuming he
picked
doesn't
up
get any
Jared
deals
Goff.
done.
Slabs picked up
Okay,
Jared
can somebody
Goff.
just look who the top rated?
The
free
top
agent
projected
Mariota?
quarterback is Marcus Mariota. at
Okay,
17
so let's say he
points.
goes with Mariota against who? Who are they playing?
They're playing Seattle, which is
Okay,
not a bad
so
matchup.
decent matchup. All right, and then he's got Kamara and Fournette. They're both questionable, so we'll see if they play. He could also play Akers, who got more snaps last week. He has Mike Williams and Allen Robinson, who I'm sure he'll keep in there after their good games. Then at flex, he could go with Coolio. He could go with Akers. He could go with Mooney again. I doubt he does that after the 2 bad games. So assuming Coolio plays, he probably goes with him. Dolphins against the Bills. Surely he's going to change that, I would think, unless he thinks that Josh Allen's going to have a bad game. And then he's got Irv Smith or Everett.
Well, he paid
whoever
for
he
Everett,
plays.
so I'd assume
Yeah.
he's Everett.
Well, yeah, but Irv Smith has a decent matchup, but they both kind of do. So I don't know who he's going to go with. He's got a lot of question marks. On my side, I got Kirk Cousins this week against Detroit. I think that game will be a shootout, and Rodgers is playing Tampa, so I'm not going to start Rodgers against Tampa's D. We have Swift against Minnesota as well. Edmonds against Buffalo, tough matchup there. Samuel against Denver. Bateman after his big game against the Patriots. Fryermuth on Thursday night against Cleveland. And Michael Pittman, who returned to practice limited against Kansas City. So hopefully he plays because I need him back. And the Cowboys against the Giants should be a defensive lower scoring game, hopefully. Obviously, the way things stand, I'm going to take myself. Desperately need this win, like I said. Unless Matt makes some crazy, miraculous trades to make his team 1,000 times better and find some idiots. The team I see now, I think I can beat, especially not knowing the quarterback situation. But a lot could change, and we'll see what happens. Good luck to Matt, but I'm going to take myself. Cheese, who is going to win this match?
You're winning by a landslide. Okay.
Okay, by a landslide.
If you don't win, it'll be like
If
something
I don't
devastating happen,
win,
like
I will
half
be
your team like gets
pressing
their
the
legs
button.
broken or something.
Yeah, if I don't win, the button will be pressed because surely some people on my team would have had to either get injured,
And
get
Matt,
killed,
I've sent you
or
offers. Respond, okay? People want to
Okay.
trade with you.
interesting.
Wait, what?
Slaps.
I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with you on this one.
Okay. Pussy.
I think Matt's gonna make a couple trades, not with
Okay.
me, because I'm done
Okay.
trading for a while. But
Oh. Okay.
I'm still picking Golfer to get his first win in the season.
Okay.
Even though this is
Um,
going to be the lowest scoring game,
Okay.
and yeah, it's disappointing that somebody has to win this game, even though that I
That's
won
funny
with
coming
100
from you
points
last
week.
but okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
All right,
Mhm.
Pook's not here. Zombie.
No, I'm here.
Oh,
I
you're
just
back?
got back.
Okay.
What
Pook,
game?
who's winning? This is
Golfer
myself
versus-
versus Matt and his
Yep.
empty lineup right now.
Who
Oh,
keeps
you-
leaving the Discord and joining?
You
it's
you
it's
and
me, it's my
landslide.
internet
Me
connection.
and
I'm
a
just gonna
landslide.
disconnect.
Okay. Zombie.
I'm going with you.
Okay, and Zach.
All right.
Zach. Is Zach here? No? Going once? Going twice? No. All right, moving on to the next matchup we have, and this is the big one that has a lot of people's attention. The rematch.
pick.
What?
I was on mute.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Who was playing golfer and who?
Me and Matt.
Matt versus Golfer. You're gonna pick Golfer.
Oh. Sorry, Matt. You're done, buddy.
Okay. All right. Like I said, the rematch from last year's championship. Both teams 2-0. Both teams looking very good to start this year. It's a big one for bragging rights, of course. Pook versus Zombie. Pook has Lamar Jackson against the Patriots. Christian McCaffrey against the Saints. Aaron Jones after his huge week against Tampa. So some tougher run defense matchups there, but they're both great players, so they should overcome. Hollywood / Compton / Speeder Brown against the Rams. Christian Kirk against the Chargers. Mark Andrews against the Patriots. And Miles Sanders against Washington. Ravens defense against the Pats. On Zombie side, he has Jalen Hurts against Washington. Jeff Wilson against Denver. A.J. Dillon against Tampa, so some decent rush defense teams as well. So both sides running backs have some decent matchup, tough, difficult matchups. A.J. Brown against Washington. Jalen Waddle acquired against Buffalo. Tyler Higbee against Arizona. And Amara newly acquired St. Brown against Minnesota. And Chargers defense against Jacksonville. So this is right now ESPN has it projected 128 to 124. Very interesting matchups on both sides. A lot of good players that have gotten off to good starts on both sides. Some good matchups and then some not so good matchups on both sides. Basically comes down to, Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews, that stack, versus Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, that stack.
Battle of stacks.
The battle of those high-tier stacks. Man, this is a tough one to pick. I should just go Zach's route and say a tie because it's so tight, I think. I don't know if Miami does as good this week against that Buffalo matchup. So I think Jalen Waddle comes down to earth. I don't think Jeff Wilson bails out Zombie with 12 points this week. So I think those things. I don't think Amara, after his huge game, has anywhere close. I think it'll be a high-scoring game, Minnesota and Detroit, but maybe some other people get the ball, get the points. So I think Zombie has a lot of guys that just popped off last week, and I don't know if they're going to pop off again back-to-back. So I'm going to take Pook, but in a very high-scoring, close affair. Cheese.
I'm gonna take Pook just because I don't like Zombies running backs.
Okay.
I feel like Tampa Bay is just gonna like completely shut out.
Another
Dylan.
side thing in this matchup that I didn't even say, it kind of also comes down to Aaron Jones versus A.J. Dillon. Who gets the bulk? Who gets the points? Who gets
I think
the
they both do
touchdowns?
shit, to be honest.
Think
But
they-
McCaffrey will
Okay.
pop off.
Because last week it was Aaron Jones, first week it was A.J. Dillon, so that's another side note in this to make this matchup intriguing. Slaps, who's winning?
I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Eagles are going to rip Washington to shreds,
Okay.
and I can see both of his Philly guys getting big points. So I'm going
Alright.
to go with Zombie on this one.
All right. Pussy.
I'm taking US.
You're cutting out. Hello?
He's taking Pook.
Okay,
He
USA.
said USA, yeah.
All right. Pussy DM'd me when he DM'd me all his stuff. He said the USA is not going to win the World Cup, but they're going to win this week. So I don't know if you were going to say that before you
What the fuck?
lagged,
Fake fam.
but okay.
However, we should do World Cup predictions.
Okay. Well, I think we were trying to do an actual contest in that. Zach was trying to get that set up, I think. Zach, who's winning this week?
Can you mute yourself
Are
again?
you on mute, Zach? Hello? Going once. Can't hear you. Going twice. Okay. Pook, are you going to finally get the better end of Zombie here and get some revenge, or is Zombie just going to continue to be your kryptonite?
I'll just wait until it actually matters.
Oh.
Hello.
Yeah.
So you're not going to
Wait,
win?
what? That's not a good comeback. You always lose when it matters.
No, I beat Zombie in the regular season last year, but lost in the championship.
So are you saying you're going to lose this week but then win the championship?
I hope so.
Okay. All right. And Zombie.
I'm gonna win. I got the actual RB1 in Green Bay.
Ooh.
Cook's
Okay.
got a bum ass handcuff.
Wow.
And he's got a guy from Compton.
The bum ass handcuff just scored 32 points this past week. Zombie.
Whoa.
Okay. All right.
But yeah. It's just gonna be the usual. I win.
I'm just gonna say right now, I would be shocked if AJ Dillon has more points than Aaron Jones,
Hello?
barring an injury.
Hello? Did you guys hear my pick?
No, we didn't. 'Cause
Yes,
you
we did.
Cut out. All we heard was
Well,
USA.
USA is going to win,
Okay.
but they're not winning the World Cup. but
Yeah,
they're gonna
I
win.
made that comment for you when you disconnected.
Okay.
All right. And
You're a
Zach,
fake fan.
are you back now too, or what? Hello?
I'm back.
Okay. Who's
I'm
winning this
back.
big matchup between Pook, or this epic matchup
This-
between Pook and Zombie?
This epic matchup of
Titans.
overrated teams
Whoa. Okay.
is going to be so close. The firepower will not be firing on all cylinders for both
Okay.
teams.
Okay.
So it's going to be a mediocre
Wow.
tie.
What a prediction. Okay, so you're calling both their teams overrated, so I'm assuming you're thinking your team is better than both theirs.
I am the best 0-2 team.
Okay,
That doesn't
that's
answer
not
the
answering the question, but okay. I'm going to take that as no because of how you just answered that. All right, moving on to the next matchup. We have Tyler 2-0 versus Bill 1-1. Right now, Tyler projected to win 126-120. Tyler has Tom Brady newly acquired against Green
God, that
Bay.
looks beautiful.
Okay. Ezekiel Elliott against the Giants. I don't know about that. Austin Eckler against Jacksonville, newly acquired. Decent matchup. Maybe he can have his pop-off game finally. Cooper Kupp against Arizona, always good. T. Higgins against the Jets, could be decent. Kittle, question mark, against Denver. We'll see if he finally plays this year. And newly Newly acquired Hunter Renfro against Tennessee, also questionable after getting that fumble and getting popped at the overtime and costing the Raiders the game last week. We'll see if he plays and how well he does. And Browns defense against Pittsburgh on Thursday night. On Bill's side, he has Josh Allen against Miami. We'll see if that game's a shootout or how that game plays out. Joe Mixon against the Jets. Decent. I like Joe Mixon to have a bounce back after mediocre last week. Barkley against the Cowboys. We'll see if he bounces back. Sutton against the 49ers. Drake London against Seattle. Decent matchup for a guy that went off last week. Hayden Hurst, newly acquired against the Jets. Darrell Henderson against the Cardinals. And Saints defense versus Carolina. Like that. I like some of Bill's matchups better, and I think some of his players have potential to pop off this week, so I'm going to take Bill and to give Tyler his first loss of the season. Cheese, who's winning?
Yeah, Bill has some great matchups. I don't trust fat ass Zeke and Hunter Renfro to really do anything.
Okay.
And or Tom Brady, because I don't know what
Yep.
that fuck that was. So Bill's
Okay.
gonna win.
Okay, Slaps.
I'm gonna go Bill.
Okay, Pussy.
I would like to. I mentioned this earlier in the show. I would like to point out, or say that I believe that there is somebody else in control of Bill's team.
Oh my
What?
god, you said it with Hunter.
He's
You keep
1-1.
saying that.
Why do you think that?
I think we know who this person is, and I think
Okay.
there,
Okay.
as there is in BJ's, I think there is co-ownership
Wow,
Ooh.
that's a strong statement.
of this team.
So you think Pete is running Bill's team and just not saying anything?
I would say that there is co-ownership.
Okay, co-ownership. And what makes you
Wow.
think that?
What makes me think
Yeah.
that?
What do you have some type of proof that like you made you go, "Oh, I think
I-
Pete's helping him."
I thought that the trade that he made in BJ's
Okay. What does
was
the
a
trade
very-
in BJ's have to do with this?
I thought it was a bit weird.
Okay.
And then I started to think that
What are you saying?
he just gave up on his BJ's lineup,
Okay.
and for
To
some reason
what?
thought to myself
For Pete.
that
So wait. So you're saying he gave Pete all the players in JV League, and in return
tried to
Pete
make it
helps
seem
him
like he
run his
was-
team?
Yeah, yes, correct.
Okay. So you're saying Bill needs help running his team, so he begged Pete
I
and
don't know
gave
if
Pete
he
enough.
needs help, but he is.
then why would he do
I
that?
I think he's getting help.
Okay, interesting. Well, hopefully Bill watches this back. I know he usually watches the shows one day during the week, so hopefully he can respond to these serious allegations. Obviously, co-ownership has become a
And I'm also
dreadful
kind
thing.
of
but we'll see.
aggravated with Bill because I tried
Okay.
to make a trade with Bill.
Ah,
Anytime
there's
I
the
send
real
a
reason.
trade-
Okay, the real reason for these crazy accusations came out.
anytime I
Because
try
you're
to
not
make a
getting what
trade-
you want from Bill in trade
No,
negotiations. Okay.
that's not the whole reason.
Okay.
Anyway,
okay.
he'll decline my trade and he'll say, "I don't like,"
Yeah.
and then he'll put the fucking player's initials
Oh,
as the fucking.
and you're too stupid to figure out the initials, or
Or I know the initials, but he,
Okay.
like I offered him Deontay Johnson and J.K.
okay.
And I know
For
it's
who?
J.K. But
For who?
Sutton,
Okay.
which is a completely fair trade, and he
Okay.
thought that
So
was
what?
terrible.
He replied back and said, "I don't like JK," and that triggered you because the guy's name is JK.
No, he said he's done that to two trades.
Okay. All right. Who's gonna
Let's-
win this, pussy? Let's wrap this.
I don't even remember who I picked.
That's what I'm asking you right now. I'm asking you who you're taking between Tyler and Bill.
This is
Bill
gonna be a
will
great
win.
clip
Huh?
at the end of the year.
Bill will win. Thank you, Tyler, for Patrick Mahomes.
Oh.
Zombie, my stack is not for sale.
Oh. Okay. Pook.
I'm going Tyler.
Tyler. Okay. Interesting. Zombie.
I'm going Tyler. Pusa
This isn't Pussy's team. This is Bill's team.
No, I'm saying it because Pusa thinks he fucking
Oh. Okay.
raped him.
Okay. And Zach.
Who's playing?
It's Bill and Tyler. And you're so far away from your mic, I can barely hear you.
What's the split so far? How many people have picked
Oh
Bill
my
and
god,
haven't
just
picked
Everybody's
pick who
picked
you
Bill but
think is
one.
gonna win. Come on.
Everybody's picked Bill but one
No,
person?
no, Zombie and Pook took Tyler.
Well, I'm here to tell you right now that my friend Tyler
Yeah,
will win the game.
is gonna win or
Will
what?
win. Yes.
It's gonna tie.
Okay. All right. Moving on to the next matchup.
It's
This is a close one according to ESPN. Both teams for 122. We have Slaps versus Hunter. Slaps 1-1 looking to go above 500 to 2-1. Hunter 0-2 looking to pick up his first win of the year. For standings wise purposes, this would help balance a little if the 0-2 team beats a 1-1 team. But we'll see if it happens. Slaps has Stafford against Arizona. Decent matchup there. Javonte Williams against the 49ers. Chubb after his 3 touchdowns last week on Thursday night to get it started for Slaps' team against Pittsburgh. Devontae Adams after the disappointing game against Tennessee now, who doesn't look very good at all. Keenan Allen against Jacksonville. Darren Waller against Tennessee as well. Cooks, newly acquired, against Chicago. And the Steelers defense against Cleveland on Thursday night. On Hunter's side, he's got Wilson against the 49ers. Jonathan Taylor looking for a bounce back game, but has a rough one against the Chiefs. We'll see if they can not get down by a ton and actually run the ball. James Conner, question mark, against the Rams. We'll see if he plays. Hill against Buffalo. All depends on how Tua does against that Bills defense. Terry McLaurin against Philly. TJ Hawkinson questionable against the Vikings. And Josh Jacobs against Tennessee. I don't know about that. And Packers against Tampa Bay. So you're hoping for a low scoring game in that one. I am going to take Slaps. I like some of his players better. I don't like some of Hunter's players like Josh Jacobs. Who knows with Connor being questionable. Russell Wilson against the 49ers defense. I don't know how many points he'll get out of that. So I'm going to take Slaps for this week. I think his team is a little bit better on paper and as well as matchups this week. Cheese, who's winning?
I think Slaps will get the win,
Okay.
and Hunter will finally trade with me after he realizes he needs to make a trade.
Ooh, okay. Pussy.
Luckily for us, Hunter is going to go to 0-3 because he loves to make trades.
Okay.
Actually, no,
What?
that's not true. So, good job, Slaps, on winning the game, but it sucks that Hunter doesn't want to trade because he's going to go 0-3, and people are going to send him trades like nobody's business. He's probably not even going to look at him. He's just going to auto-decline. So,
Okay, interesting. Pook. Spook here. Earth the Pook. All right, Zombie.
I think Hunter wins this one.
Do you think Hunter's getting his win? Okay. Wow. First pick for Hunter. Zach.
Well, one of these people involved loves to trade, and
Yes.
the other one absolutely does not.
Okay. That's been stated a few times. Hunter doesn't like to
Well-
trade. We got that.
I am in deep negotiations with one of these two people,
Okay. I think we can all guess who.
and the person I am in negotiations with,
Yeah.
after we make the deal,
Okay.
his team will win.
Oh.
He knows who he is.
So, all right. So, Slaps, sounds like you got to make this trade with Zach to win this week. Are you going to do it, and are you going to win?
so basically, we
We
need
are
to
close.
evaluate Slaps' team with Derrick Henry in the lineup. Will he win? Yes.
We know. I'm sure Zach's trying to trade him off. Okay. So, Slaps, are you winning this week, and are you making that trade with Zach?
I will have Derrick Henry in my team going into this week.
Wow, you will. Okay.
I will.
Can you do that
I
before me and
told you
Zach's
we were
preview?
close.
Thank you.
Okay.
And yes, I will be winning that.
Derrick Henry coming into the team. So, are you giving up Chubb or Javonte?
Javonte.
Really? So, after acquiring him,
Okay, Slaps.
Cook.
No, he will not be giving us
You're
Slaps.
not getting
oh,
Chubb.
so you're giving up Chubb. Sounds like these trade negotiations are going very well when the one person says the one player and the other one says no, it's going to be the other. All right, sounds interesting. All right, so Slaps, you're going to win. All right. Okay, moving on to the next matchup of the week. We have a battle of a 2-0 versus an
Oh,
0-2.
Jesus
We
Christ.
have Hero Diggs Cheese at 2-0 after that big win this
Let's
past
go.
week against Team Chasing Dubs, who's really chasing one right
Still
now as he's
chasing.
0-2. He's chasing that first one. Joe Burrow, for right now, ESPN has it kind of a blowout. Zach to win 117 to 108. Cheese
It's
has.
because ESPN doesn't know Derrick Henry shit yet. So
Okay. Hero Diggs has Burrow against the Jets. That should be a good bounce back game for Burrow, possibly. Najee
Let me go
Harris
first when you get done talking.
against Cleveland.
sure.
Cordell Patterson against Seattle. We'll see if he bounces back. Diggs against Miami after his huge game. Thielen in there against Detroit. Got a few more looks towards the end of the game last week, but still has not looked very good. This should be a shootout, so if he doesn't do good this week, then who knows what the fuck.
Zach DMs.
Ertz against the Rams, and Travis Etienne back in there against the Chargers, and 49ers defense against Denver, who has not looked very good on offense yet this year. On Zach's side, he has Kyler Murray against the Rams, David Montgomery, he looked pretty solid last week against Houston, decent matchup. Derrick Henry against the Raiders. We'll see if he can finally look like the Derrick Henry of old and get some production. Jamar Chase, after his bad game, gets to face the Jets this week. Michael Thomas against Carolina. We'll see if he continues his hot start. And then the Philly boys, Goddard against Washington, Devontae Smith against Washington. Both had solid games. And still riding the Commanders against the Eagles. Zach? Okay, interesting. I'm assuming Zach's going to change his defense out of there, but
You would think. You would think.
I mean, I would say if he changes the defense, then he's going to win, but that's putting too much on defenses, which aren't that as hugely important. But if he does keep that defense in there, he's getting negative points from them, so that could be the difference. I think it's going to be close. I'm going to take, believe it or not, I'm going to take Zach to get his first win, assuming he changes out that defense. Zach, you wanted to go first? Go ahead.
Cheese? Are you
Hey,
here,
any
buddy?
comment on the
I'm here.
defense? Any comment
I'm
on the
here.
defense?
Cheese? Name
I'm
your
here.
price.
I'm not betting Zach.
Then
Wow.
then you better pick me if you don't want to bet.
That's not how it works.
Okay.
Yes, it is how it works. 'Cause you're a pussy ass bitch who knows who's gonna fucking lose. That's why you don't want to bet me. And your team is fucking trash.
So you're gonna have
You
Chubb
gone
instead
2-0
of
last
Henry.
year,
according
2-0
to
this year, and you're gonna finish fucking 3-12.
you.
Fucking trash bitch.
Okay. Okay. Are you really keeping the Commanders' defense? That's really all I want to know.
My Commanders.
Are you actually keeping
Against
them?
the Eagles. I
That's
mean, you should want
-8.
that, Cheese. You should want that, but
Yeah,
okay.
but still.
Wait, Cheese, you're telling me I should not keep this defense? Cheese, I'll do whatever you tell me to do. If you tell me get rid of the defense, I'll get rid of it. If you tell me to keep it, I'll keep it. And I'll still bet you.
Keep it.
You don't sound too confident.
He
in that.
said keep it.
Are you not very confident in your team?
Zach, get on with it.
Okay, so you're getting your
Cheese,
first
your
dub
team is
this
fucking
week.
trash. Cheese, Joe
Zach,
Burrow,
look at your DMs.
no
Zach,
show.
look at your DMs.
Hold on, I'm going through Cheese's team right
This is
now.
gonna be the toxic matchup of the week.
Najee, fucking Lynch Frank, bitch. Cordero, the guy can't even catch a cold. Can't run the ball either.
Okay.
Stephon Diggs, he's not even that good. I don't know why he's
Wrecked.
He
untouchable.
just destroyed Ernie last week.
Adam Thielen, lol, is that guy even on the field with Justin Jefferson while he's on the field? Zach Ertz, this ain't 2015. Travis Etienne on the Jaguars. Ah. The best player on your team, I'll give it to you. I think we all know who it is.
Yeah, we know who it is.
I think we all know who it is.
Justin
I will
Tucker.
trade you anything for that guy, Justin
Ooh,
Tucker,
anything.
man.
All right,
Hit me
Jamar
up.
Chase. Jamar Chase.
Oh,
How much, cheese?
send it.
I'm not betting.
He live DMs with slaps. He says, "I'm not giving you Chubb, mate. I'm giving up a
Ooh.
wide receiver and Javante."
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
So it sounds like those trade talks are going well. So it sounds like you'll have Henry for another week this week. So is he going to do good finally this week to get you some trade value or what?
slaps. Hit me up next week when. Slaps live DMs with slaps. He says, "Is that a no then?" Well, buddy.
Oh, shit, it's a no.
Buddy,
Hey,
hit
listen,
me up next week
listen.
after he scores 40.
You
Okay,
said
And we'll
you mean
talk.
4?
40.
you
Okay.
you said.
All right,
you
all right,
said
all right. We're
that
not gonna
I'll-
go into the whole trade back and forth. Okay, so you're winning. You're beating Cheese down by a lot, right?
Jeez, I'll give you a 20-point odds.
Oh my God, Zach,
Ooh,
shut the fuck
whoa,
up.
whoa, wait, Cheese, wait.
I'm
So
not
you're
betting.
giving Cheese 20 points.
Yes.
So as long as he doesn't lose by 20 points, he wins the bet.
Yes. Yes.
Cheese.
You're not being serious.
What?
I am.
He is. He thinks he's gonna beat you by more than 20.
Hey, $20.
Deal.
Okay. Put it in the bets chat. There we go.
Put it
20
in,
point
Cheese.
advantage for Cheese. Cheese, I think that's a good bet
Okay.
by you. 20 point advantage. You got
And
this. Zach's
where's the
team's up.
official bets? Where's
All
the
right.
official
So
bets?
Zach, if you lose this week and go 0-3, is the nuke button being pressed as well on this or what?
I ain't going on 3, buddy.
Okay. Well.
How do I
you
word
might.
this?
You could. Okay. Let's see. Who else?
I'll type it, Cheese.
Did I
You
not
type
go?
it.
Slaps. Who's winning this week?
Man, let me talk about my team.
I
Zach
will.
took so
You'll come
long.
last. You'll win last. Slaps.
Zach will be winning that.
Zach will.
Thanks,
With
buddy. My winning
Javante
buddy.
Williams.
Javante. sounds like Slaps is saying you need Javante to win this week, or else you ain't gonna win. Okay.
He's gonna have Javante and Brandon Cooks, and he will win the matchup.
Ooh, okay. Formerly Cheese's boy, Cooks. Zach, you could get Cooks, play him, and if he pops off, then that's like going right at
No.
Cheese because Cheese just had Cooks last week. Oh,
No.
okay. Pussy, who's winning?
My friend Zach is going to win this
Your
week.
friend Zach.
Was
He's
that a
gonna-
real? Was that a voice crack?
It was. Yes.
Yes, it is.
This is not new information. We need this out.
Pook. Is Pook back? Nope.
Nope.
Okay, Zombie.
I think Cheese gets the win.
Wow. Okay. And Cheese, you took that bet, which I think is very smart of you, getting 20-point advantage. Are you gonna win outright though? Is the question for you. You gotta win
Zach
outright to
typed
get the
in.
next
Zach put 15 points in the scan for
Oh
chat.
my God, you pussy, Zach.
Pussy,
Let's
You
be
pussy.
real.
You agreed on 20. Now you're backtracking already. Wow. That's
15
that's
points is
sad.
15 points. Cheese.
That's
Okay.
sad. That's sad.
Still a lot.
Don't do it for 15.
Oh, my Discord is bugging the fuck out. Okay.
Don't do it for 15. Make them.
No, I'm not doing that for 15. So I think Burrow
Fucking pussy.
finally pops off against the Jets
Okay.
because it's the fucking Jets. Najee has been getting me like 13 points, like that's whatever. I think Cordero has a bounce back because Seattle's trash. Tiggs will do his thing. I'm hoping the Detroit game's a shootout and Thielen finally gets his touchdown,
Okay.
which has been fine. And I think the Jaguars will be playing from behind against the Chargers and do some
Could
more
be, yeah.
passing, which
Okay.
will help Etienne.
All right. So you're getting the dub to move to 3-0.
Yep, and I said in the trade chat, I made this trade with Slabs. It doesn't matter that Mike Evans is suspended, so hopefully that works out.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see if you are regretting and wishing you had Mike Evans as pet this week. All right, and then moving on to the final matchup of the week,
Can
we
you
have.
maybe refresh this?
Yes. Final matchup of the week, we have Ernie at 1-1
Okay.
versus Hero Mahomes, 1-1 as well. Once again, this just shows you, Tyler, how much Pussy thinks he raped you because he's bringing up Mahomes 24/7, rubbing it in. So we'll see if that turns out to be the rape that some of us think it is. But big matchup here between two 1-1 teams, two pretty balanced teams. ESPN has it very balanced as well, 116. This could be Zach's tie this week. According to ESPN, it's very close. Ernie with Herbert questionable against Jacksonville. Let's hope the team doctors don't fuck him up before the game. Ernie will be praying that doesn't happen.
Bill is sending me trades.
CEH against the Colts. Dalvin Cook looking for a bounce back against Detroit should come. Justin Jefferson as well against Detroit should also have the bounce back, so those are good matchups there. Zay Jones against Jacksonville against the Chargers. I don't know about that. Kyle Pitts, can we get a Kyle Pitts sighting against Seattle? If you can't get one this week against Seattle, then I don't know if you ever will. James Robinson against the Chargers as well, and the Buccaneers defense against Green Bay. On Hero Mahomes' side, he has the hero himself, Patrick Mahomes, against the Colts. should get the production that he normally gives. Kareem Hunt against Pittsburgh on Thursday night. Antonio Gibson against the Eagles. Deontay Johnson on Thursday as well. So Pussy has two pretty prominent players on Thursday night. DJ Moore against the Saints. Travis Kelce against the Colts as well. So he's got that Mahomes to Kelce connection. CeeDee Lamb against the Giants. And the Rams defense against Arizona. Interesting. I think this one, like ESPN says, is going to be very close. I like Ernie's matchups with the Minnesota boys against Detroit. Obviously, I'm starting Kirk Cousins this week for a reason because I think that game should be a shootout. So I do like those matchups a lot. I think those guys have big games. The only thing is, does Cook and Jefferson's huge games get offset by the bottom half of Ernie's lineup? Zay Jones, Kyle Pitts, and James Robinson. I don't know if they do much this week. Where on Pussy's side, he has some solid players. I don't know if Mahomes gets him over the edge, so I am going to take Ernie in a close battle. Cheese, who's winning?
It's gonna be. What race still is Herbert in there?
Yeah, Herbert should play.
I think this Detroit game, as I said, will be a shootout, and the mini boys will pop off. I don't like Pitts or Zay Jones though, but
Yeah.
I'm still gonna stick with Ernie.
Okay. Sleps.
I think Ernie.
Okay. Cheese, or not cheese, sorry, Zombie.
I'm going with my boy Ernesto.
Oh, okay. And Zach. Your boy Pussy versus your boy Ernie.
This one is actually going to be a tie, I think.
Okay. Yeah, ESPN almost has it exactly a tie, so might have a good
Yeah.
chance for one.
I think this is finally the
This
one,
is it.
as well as the one I said earlier.
Yeah.
I think we have two ties this week.
Last week you thought it was finally the one as well, and it wasn't. So all right, we'll see
Well,
if this one's finally
last
the
week
one.
is last week. This is the two.
All right,
this,
all right,
this week.
gotcha. Pussy, are you gonna beat Ernie this week? Cause you do know if Ernie beats you, he will rub it in.
That's that's gonna happen. But Herbert's gonna get that fucking doctor's gonna fucking puncture his lung. and
Okay.
It's gonna be. But yeah, I think I'm gonna win. I don't know why he's playing Zay Jones.
I don't think he has anyone really on the bench. That's what Ernie's need is a wide. I mean, he's got Olave, I guess, and Devin Duvernay he picked up. Yeah, he's hurting for a second wide receiver. I've offered him one, and the trade was pending yesterday, and he hasn't replied yet. So we'll see what's going on with that when he gets off work, possibly. But all right, so you're gonna get the win.
Yep, I'm getting.
All right. All right. Well, good luck to everyone in week 3.